Rangers fans, big news today. Chris Sutton has finally admitted something about Rangers that will rattle Celtic fans. Ridvan Yilmaz could be leaving, but will Rangers get the fee they want? Václav Černy's future is in question. Hagi is being chased for a late move. And Cyril Dessers, will he stay or go? Stay tuned, because these updates could change everything. Chris Sutton, for all his usual nonsense, knows deep down that the unstoppable force of Rangers is still looming over the green and grey mob from Glasgow. The former Celtic man has finally admitted that the Scottish Premiership title race is far from over, despite the arrogance of some fans who think it is already wrapped up. In his daily record column, Sutton grudgingly acknowledged that Philippe Clement's men cannot be written off, and even had to tip his hat to Rangers after they secured a place in the UEFA Europa League last 16. Contrary to what some fans think, the league is not done yet, Sutton wrote. Rangers, to their credit, have managed to reach the Europa League last 16 and are capable of finding some form in Scotland. Celtic cannot take any chances. The Scottish Cup is up for grabs as well, and that is even before we get to the Champions League. Now, let's talk facts. Celtic might be sitting 10 points ahead, but do not be fooled. Rangers have a game in hand, and there is still plenty of football to be played. If Clement's side keeps up the momentum, the pressure will mount on the green side of the city, and we all know how they cope under pressure, do we not? Has Sutton finally realized that Celtic are cracking, or is he just setting up excuses for when they inevitably bottle it again? Rangers are set to make a big decision on Ridvan Yilmaz, with reports suggesting that the club are looking to cash in on the Turkish fullback rather than send him out on loan. According to sources in Turkey, Besiktas have made their move to bring him back, but are only interested in a temporary deal, something that does not seem to fit Rangers' plans. The club are reportedly looking for a transfer fee in the region of £4,100,000 to part ways with the defender. Despite featuring 20 times this season, Yilmaz has struggled to nail down a regular starting spot under Philippe Clement, with Jefte appearing to be the preferred option at left back. There is no doubt about Yilmaz's ability going forward, and he has even been deployed in more attacking roles or as extra cover in defense when needed. However, it is clear that Clement does not see him as the undisputed first choice in his natural position. A return to his homeland could appeal to Yilmaz, but to his credit, he has never publicly stated a desire to leave. Instead, he has continued to work hard and fight for his place. If Rangers do not have the resources or time to find a suitable replacement, then keeping hold of him for the remainder of the season might not be the worst outcome. Should the club be pushing to sell Yilmaz now, or would it be a mistake to let him go without having a nailed-on replacement ready? Rangers fans, the latest update on Václav Černy's future at Ibrox is in, and it is shaping up to be a big decision for the club. According to reports, Wolfsburg will not be recalling the Czech forward before the transfer window shuts, meaning he will remain at Rangers until the end of the season. However, if Rangers want to make the move permanent, the Bundesliga side have slapped a price tag of £6,750,000 on him. Now, there is no denying Černy's impact since arriving in Glasgow. 13 goals and 7 assists in 35 appearances speak for themselves. He has been a key player under Philippe Clement, but the big question is whether Rangers should fork out that kind of money to secure him on a permanent deal. With financial decisions looming, the club could look at selling 1 or 2 assets to fund a move. Jefte has been linked with Chelsea and Danilo, and we all know how reckless they have been with their spending under Todd Boehly. There is every chance they would overpay for him. Meanwhile, Hamza Igamani is another name attracting interest, with Rangers reportedly demanding £25 million for the Moroccan sensation. While selling him after just 1 season would be a bold move, his value could skyrocket if he stays for another year. The real debate here is whether Černy is worth the price tag. If Rangers can negotiate the fee down to around £4 million to £5 million, then it is a no-brainer. But if Wolfsburg hold firm at £6,750,000, should Rangers really pay that much? Should Rangers break the bank for Cerny? Or would that money be better spent strengthening other areas of the squad? Rangers fans, it looks like the Ianis Hagi transfer saga is heating up again, with Genoa's president Dan Suku still pushing to bring the Romanian playmaker to Italy before the transfer window slams shut. Reports from Italy suggest that Suku sees Hagi as a key piece in his long-term project, and with just hours left before the deadline, the deal is still very much on the table. Now, let's be honest, Hagi's time at Rangers has been a roller coaster. At one point, it looked like he was being completely frozen out by Philippe Clement, but credit to him, he has fought his way back into contention. With 16 appearances this season and direct involvement in 7 goals, he is proving that he can still offer something to the team. But here is where it gets tricky. There are conflicting reports about whether Rangers have even offered him a new deal, which raises questions about how much the club actually want to keep him. If he was truly seen as a vital part of Clement's plans, would there even be any doubt? One thing is clear, if Hagi is allowed to leave, Rangers must bring in a proper replacement. Letting him go without a plan in place would be reckless, especially in a season where squad depth will be crucial. Should the club cash in on Hagi now? Or would selling him weaken the squad too much at a critical stage of the season? Rangers fans, the serial Dezers transfer debate is heating up, and the big question is whether the club should cash in now or keep him until the summer. According to Tam McManus, Rangers will not sell the Nigerian striker unless an offer comes in that they simply cannot refuse. Let's be real, Dezers has had a mixed season at Ibrox. Some fans have been frustrated with his performances, and with Hamza Igamani emerging as a real force up front, there is a feeling that Rangers could afford to let him go. But here's the other side of the argument. With Danilo sidelined, Dezers has stepped up in the big moments, including that goal against Manchester United at Old Trafford in the Europa League. At 30 years old, the club must weigh up whether he still has a long-term future at Ibrox. There is a growing shift towards youth in Philippe Clement's plans, and if a serious offer comes in, Rangers may see it as the perfect chance to free up funds for the summer rebuild. Should the club move on from Dezers now, while they can get a fee, or would selling him mid-season be a huge mistake that could derail the campaign? If you haven't seen yesterday's video yet, you're missing out. Explosive news about Rangers that'll leave every fan stunned. Go check it out now.